Understanding that your value is not defined by someone's inability to see it is one of the most profound realizations you can have. It is a truth that liberates you from the chains of seeking external validation and empowers you to live authentically. When someone replaces you, it can feel like a direct attack on your worth, as though their decision has diminished who you are. But the reality is, their choice is a reflection of their perspective, not your value. Your worth is intrinsic. It is not up for negotiation, nor is it contingent upon another person's opinion or recognition. Many people tie their self-worth to external factors such as relationships, job titles, or social status. They believe that their value is dictated by how others treat them or perceive them. This mindset can lead to an emotional spiral when someone they deeply care for or even depend on chooses to walk away or replace them. That's why we say love without conditions. And that's why they do it. The initial sting of rejection often triggers self-doubt, making you question whether you were good enough, whether you could have done something differently, or whether you're inherently flawed. But the truth is that none of these doubts are rooted in reality. They are the byproducts of giving someone else too much control over how you see yourself. Your value exists independently of anyone else's ability to appreciate it. Just because someone chooses to step out of your life doesn't mean your light has dimmed. In fact, their inability to recognize your uniqueness speaks more about their limitations than it does about you. Maybe they weren't capable of handling your brilliance, or maybe they were too distracted by their own insecurities to see what they had in you. Either way, their decision is their story, not yours. To truly internalize this truth, you must shift your focus inward. This is not about ignoring the pain or pretending it doesn't hurt when someone replaces you. It's about understanding that their actions are not a measure of your worth. Begin by reflecting on who you are at your core. Your values, your talents, your aspirations, and your unique qualities. These are the things that define your worth, and they remain intact no matter who chooses to stay or leave your life. Self-worth is also about setting boundaries and refusing to let others dictate how you feel about yourself. If someone replaces you, it can be tempting to chase after them, seek closure, or try to prove your worth to them. But doing so only places your value in their hands, giving them the power to validate or invalidate you. Instead, reclaim that power by recognizing that you don't need anyone else's approval to feel whole. Your worth is non-negotiable, and it is something you carry with you regardless of external circumstances. One of the most powerful ways to rebuild your sense of self-worth is to stop comparing yourself to others. When someone replaces you, you might find yourself fixating on the person they chose instead. You might analyze every detail, wondering what they have that you don't. This comparison trap is a dangerous game because it shifts your focus outward, away from your own growth and well-being. Remember, no two people are the same. You bring a unique combination of traits, strengths, and qualities to the table that no one else can replicate. Their choice doesn't diminish your uniqueness. It simply highlights their preferences or priorities at that moment in time. When another crucial step is to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself during this time. It's natural to feel hurt or even betrayed when someone replaces you. But don't let those emotions lead to self-blame or harsh self-criticism. Instead, treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to a close friend who is going through a similar experience. These days, with everything going on in the world, I think it's crucial to remember that grief is natural. Grief is natural. Remind yourself that your value is not diminished by this situation, and that you deserve love and respect, both from others and from yourself. Cultivating self-worth also involves taking proactive steps to nurture yourself. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Surround yourself with people who uplift and appreciate you for who you are. Invest in your personal growth, whether through learning a new skill, pursuing a passion, or focusing on your health and well-being. These actions not only reinforce your sense of worth, but also demonstrate to yourself and others that you value and prioritize yourself. As you begin to internalize your inherent worth, you'll find that your perspective shifts. You'll stop seeking validation from others and start recognizing that the most important relationship you have is the one with yourself. You'll no longer feel the need to prove your value to anyone because you'll already know it. This inner confidence will radiate outward, and ironically, it's often when you stop seeking validation that others begin to notice and admire your strength and independence. Growth and self-improvement are the ultimate responses to any situation where you feel hurt, betrayed, or undervalued. It's natural to feel a desire for revenge or to prove someone wrong when they've replaced you. But those impulses are short-lived and rarely lead to the fulfillment you seek. True empowerment comes from transforming yourself, not for the sake of others, but for your own peace, happiness, and success. This transformation is not about pretending to be unaffected or masking your pain. It's about channeling your energy into building a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. When someone replaces you, it can feel like they've taken something away from you. It's easy to slip into a cycle of rumination, replaying the situation in your mind and imagining ways to make them regret their decision. But this focus on external validation, on making them see what they've lost, keeps you tethered to their opinion and their world. Instead of expending your energy on what they might think or feel, shift your attention inward. Ask yourself, what can I do to grow from this experience? How can I use this moment as a catalyst for my own evolution? Growth begins with self-awareness. Take the time to reflect on who you are and what you want. This process is not about blaming yourself for what happened or dissecting every detail of the situation to find fault. It's about understanding what this experience has revealed to you about your own desires, boundaries, and values. Sometimes being replaced can be a wake-up call, not because you were lacking, but because it highlights areas where you may have been settling or compromising your own needs. Self-improvement is not a punishment or a way to fix yourself. It's a gift you give to yourself. It's a commitment to becoming the best version of who you are, not for anyone else's benefit, but because you deserve to live a life that reflects your full potential. This journey can take many forms depending on what resonates with you. For some, it might mean pursuing a new career or honing a skill they've always wanted to master. For others, it might involve prioritizing physical health, cultivating emotional resilience, or deepening spiritual practices. One of the most powerful aspects of self-improvement is that it shifts your focus from what you've lost to what you can gain. Instead of dwelling on the person who replaced you, you begin to see the possibilities that lie ahead. This shift in perspective can be transformative, as it allows you to reclaim your power and agency. You're no longer a passive participant in someone else's story. You're the author of your own. As you embark on this journey, it's important to remember that growth is not linear. There will be moments of doubt, setbacks, and times when you feel like giving up. But these challenges are an integral part of the process. Each obstacle you overcome strengthens your resolve and builds your character. Over time, you'll begin to notice the changes within yourself, not just in your outward accomplishments, but in the way you think, feel, and carry yourself. Transformation is also deeply tied to mindset. To truly grow, you must let go of the belief that your worth is tied to someone else's validation. This means releasing any lingering resentment, anger, or bitterness toward the person who replaced you. Holding on to these emotions only keeps you stuck in the past, preventing you from fully embracing your future. Instead, focus on cultivating gratitude for the lessons this experience has taught you. Even painful situations can serve as powerful teachers, revealing strengths you didn't know you had and guiding you toward a deeper understanding of yourself. Another key element of growth is surrounding yourself with the right people. Seek out relationships and communities that support and inspire you. These connections can provide a sense of belonging and encouragement as you work toward your goals. They can also serve as a reminder that you are not defined by one person's opinion or actions. The right people will see your worth and celebrate your journey, not diminish it. It's also important to set goals that align with your values and passions. When you're working towards something meaningful, you'll find that the opinions of others matter less and less. Your focus shifts from seeking validation to achieving fulfillment. This sense of purpose can be incredibly empowering as it reminds you that your life is about more than just one relationship or one moment in time. And this is true of balance. It's also important to set goals. This sense of purpose can be incredibly empowering as it reminds you that your life is about more than just one relationship or one moment in time. As you grow and improve, you'll naturally begin to radiate confidence and strength. This transformation will not go unnoticed. The person who replaced you may come to realize what they've lost, but by then their opinion will be irrelevant. You'll have outgrown the need for their validation, standing firmly in your own power. This is the ultimate revenge, not because you set out to hurt them, but because you chose to heal, grow, and thrive in their absence. Silence speaks louder than words, especially in moments of emotional turmoil or conflict. When someone replaces you, the instinct to defend yourself, explain your worth, or seek closure can be overwhelming. However, these reactions often dilute your power and hand control of the situation to the other person. Mastering the art of silence, on the other hand, is a strategy that not only preserves your dignity, but also shifts the dynamic in your favor. Silence is not passive. It is a deliberate and powerful response that communicates strength, self-assurance, and independence. The immediate reaction when faced with rejection or replacement is often to engage. You might feel the urge to confront the other person, demand answers, or express your emotions in the hope of being understood. This is a natural human response, driven by a desire for validation and closure. However, speaking in the heat of the moment can lead to regret later. Words spoken in anger, pain, or desperation can weaken your position and make you appear needy or insecure. Instead, silence creates space for reflection and ensures that you don't say something you can't take back. Silence also allows you to regain control of your narrative. When you respond with silence, you refuse to feed into the drama or give the other person the satisfaction of seeing your emotional reaction. This lack of response can be unsettling to them because it denies them the power they may have sought by replacing you. It forces them to confront their own actions and decisions without the distraction of your words. Silence creates a vacuum. And in that vacuum, they are left to fill the void with their own thoughts and doubts. And this is where we shine so brightly. Choosing silence doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or ignoring your pain. It means channeling those emotions inward towards self-reflection and personal growth. Silence gives you the opportunity to process what has happened, to understand your own emotions, and to decide on the best course of action moving forward. It is a form of self-respect, a way of saying that your energy and words are too valuable to be wasted on someone who didn't appreciate you. In relationships, silence can be particularly powerful because it breaks the cycle of constant communication and dependence. When someone replaces you, their expectation might be that you will react in a predictable way, reaching out, pleading, or trying to rekindle the connection. By choosing silence, you disrupt this pattern and create a sense of mystery. They begin to wonder why you haven't reacted, whether you've moved on, or whether you're even affected by their actions at all. This uncertainty can be far more impactful than any words you could say. Silence is also a demonstration of self-restraint, which is an attractive and admirable quality. It shows that you are not ruled by your emotions, that you have the discipline to step back and assess the situation objectively. In a world where people are quick to react and overshare, the ability to remain composed and silent sets you apart. It signals that you are confident in your worth and that you don't need to seek validation from anyone else. Another aspect of silence is its ability to shift focus back to you. When you stop giving attention to the person who replaced you, you free up space to focus on yourself. You can redirect your energy toward your own goals, interests, and well-being. This not only helps you heal, but also sends a clear message that your life does not revolve around them. Silence is not about ignoring the situation. It's about prioritizing yourself and your own growth over their opinion or presence. In social and professional contexts, silence can also be a strategic tool. It forces people to pay attention to your actions rather than your words. Actions are often more persuasive and impactful than anything you could say. When you choose to remain silent, you give yourself the chance to let your accomplishments and character speak for themselves. This silent confidence can be deeply unsettling to those who expected you to crumble or retaliate. Silence also gives you the upper hand in future interactions. When you remain composed and unbothered, you maintain a sense of control over the situation. If and when the other person reaches out to you, they are doing so on your terms, not theirs. Your silence has created a dynamic where they are left to question their decisions and seek closure rather than the other way around. This shift in power can be incredibly empowering and affirming. Furthermore, silence is a form of boundary setting. It communicates that you will not engage in behavior or conversations that do not serve your best interests. It is a way of saying without words that you respect yourself too much to lower your standards or compromise your dignity. Silence is not about avoidance. It is about creating a space where you can heal, grow, and thrive without interference. By mastering silence, you transform what could have been a reactive, emotional response into a strategic, empowering move. You show that you are not defined by the actions of others, and you refuse to let their choices dictate your self-worth or your next steps. Silence, when wielded effectively, is not an absence of action. It is a deliberate and powerful statement in itself. One of the most transformative ways to respond when someone replaces you is to reinvent yourself in a way that commands attention and respect. Reinvention isn't about creating a facade or becoming someone you're not. It's about unlocking and showcasing the best version of yourself. It's about growth, resilience, and reclaiming control over your narrative. This reinventing yourself is a declaration that you are not defined by anyone's decision to leave or replace you, but by your own determination to rise above the circumstances and create a life that reflects your worth. The process of reinvention begins with introspection. When someone replaces you, it can feel like a personal rejection. But it is essential to resist internalizing this as a reflection of your inadequacy. Instead, use the experience as an opportunity to evaluate your life and identify areas where you may have been stagnant, overlooked your potential, or settled for less than you deserve. Ask yourself meaningful questions. What have I been neglecting in my life? What are my true passions and goals? What aspects of myself am I ready to develop or redefine? These questions are the foundation of reinvention as they guide you to align your life with your true desires and strengths. Reinvention requires courage and commitment because it often involves stepping outside of your comfort zone. It might mean pursuing a career change, adopting new habits, or exploring interests that you've long set aside. It's not about superficial changes, though altering your style, appearance, or surroundings can be symbolic of a deeper transformation, but about a fundamental shift in how you see yourself and what you expect from life. And every day, in a piece of the parable, Jesus instructs his disciples to go anywhere. This is your opportunity to break free from the patterns or roles that no longer serve you, and to craft a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. One of the most empowering aspects of reinvention is that it puts the focus entirely on you. When someone replaces you, the natural reaction might be to fixate on their actions, their new choices, or their reasons. But this external focus only drains your energy and keeps you tied to the past. Reinvention redirects your attention inward, where your true power lies. Instead of trying to prove your worth to someone else, you channel that energy into proving it to yourself. This shift in perspective not only accelerates your personal growth, but also liberates you from the need for external validation. As you begin to reinvent yourself, it's important to set clear, actionable goals. These goals should be specific and aligned with your vision for your new life. For example, if you've always wanted to start your own business, now's the time to take concrete steps toward that dream. If you've been neglecting your health, make a commitment to adopt habits that support your physical and mental well-being. Each goal you achieve, no matter how small, reinforces your sense of agency and builds momentum for further growth. Reinvention also involves embracing change, which can be one of the most challenging aspects of the process. Change is uncomfortable because it disrupts the familiar and forces you to confront the unknown. However, it is only through change that you can grow and evolve. Embrace this discomfort as a sign that you are moving in the right direction. Surround yourself with people, environments, and resources that support your journey. Seek out mentors, read books, attend workshops, or join communities that inspire and motivate you. These influences can provide valuable guidance and encouragement as you navigate your transformation. A key part of reinvention is letting go of what no longer serves you. This includes not only unhealthy habits and limiting beliefs, but also relationships or commitments that drain your energy or hold you back. Letting go is not an act of rejection or bitterness. It is an act of self-care. It creates space for new opportunities and connections that align with your goals and values. As you release these old ties, you'll find that your focus sharpens and your ability to move forward increases. Reinvention is not just about achieving external success or making dramatic changes that others can see. It's about becoming someone who feels at peace and empowered from within. It's about developing resilience, confidence, and a deep sense of self-worth. These qualities not only help you navigate the challenges of life, but also make you magnetic to the right opportunities and relationships. People are drawn to those who exude authenticity and self-assurance because these traits reflect strength and independence. As you reinvent yourself, you may notice that the person who replaced you begins to take notice. This is not because you've sought their attention, but because your transformation is undeniable. Your growth and newfound confidence stand as a testament to your strength and value, and this can often provoke a sense of regret or admiration in those who underestimated you. However, the true success of reinvention lies not in eliciting this response, but in the fact that you no longer need it. You've moved beyond seeking approval from others because you've built a life and identity that fulfill you on their own. This journey of reinvention is a powerful reminder that you are in control of your story. No one else has the power to define your worth or determine your path. By choosing to reinvent yourself, you take back that power and use it to create a life that reflects your true potential and desires. When someone replaces you, it can feel like a door has been closed, leaving you stranded in a place of confusion, pain, and uncertainty. However, what many fail to realize is that this moment of loss can be the very catalyst for your transformation into someone even more remarkable than before. The key is to use the pain of being replaced not as a reason to diminish your self-worth, but as fuel to elevate yourself. Come together under one flag. This process requires a profound shift in how you perceive setbacks and challenges. Instead of seeing them as something that holds you back, view them as an opportunity to become a stronger, more evolved version of yourself. Self-elevation is about looking inward and recognizing your untapped potential. Too often, people allow their external circumstances to define their value. When someone walks away or replaces you, it's easy to internalize this as a reflection of who you are, making you feel unworthy or insignificant. However, this is a harmful perspective because your value does not depend on the opinions or actions of others. The first step in self-elevation is understanding that you are worthy of success, love, and happiness, regardless of what anyone else does. This realization is liberating because it allows you to disconnect your self-worth from the behavior of others and reclaim your personal power. Acceptance is the most important part of the process. You must accept yourself before you can accept them. Once you grasp this truth, it becomes easier to focus on elevating yourself. Self-elevation is not about external validation. It's about making a commitment to yourself to reach new heights. This could mean developing new skills, pursuing personal interests that were previously sidelined, or setting ambitious goals that challenge you to step outside your comfort zone. These fortifying moments in your life are necessary to move your personal self. The process of elevating yourself often requires taking bold actions that go against the grain of what feels safe or predictable. It's about making choices that prioritize your growth over your fears, knowing that this is the only way to reach the next level of success and fulfillment. One of the most powerful tools for self-elevation is personal accountability. When you take full responsibility for your own life and actions, you stop blaming external circumstances or people for your situation. You realize that you have the power to shape your own future. And this realization shifts the focus away from what was taken from you to what you can create for yourself. This makes the difference between some people who can and for those who really want what's best for themselves. Self-elevation requires you to ask difficult but empowering questions. How have I contributed to my current situation? What actions can I take today to improve my circumstances? How can I become the best version of myself despite the setbacks I've faced? These questions put you in the driver's seat of your life, empowering you to make deliberate decisions that align with your highest potential. As you begin to elevate yourself, you notice that opportunities start to appear where you once saw obstacles. The simple act of deciding that you are going to move forward and grow creates a magnetic energy that attracts people, situations, and opportunities that align with your new mindset. Your energy shifts, and with it, the quality of your interactions and experiences. You will start to attract people who see you for your true worth. People who respect and value your growth and journey. This newfound energy becomes a signal to the universe that you are ready for bigger and better things. And soon, these things will start to materialize in your life. Elevating yourself also requires a level of patience and discipline. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and there will be moments when you feel like giving up. However, those who elevate themselves understand that true transformation takes time and effort. They commit to the process of becoming better each day. Even when progress feels slow, they know that every small step forward compounds into greater success in the long run. This patient, disciplined approach to self-elevation allows you to build resilience, endurance, and the strength to handle any adversity that comes your way. It's a start. Another aspect of self-elevation is learning how to embrace your uniqueness. Often, when someone replaces you, it's easy to compare yourself to them, wondering what you lacked or what they have that you don't. This mindset is counterproductive because it keeps you focused on someone else's journey instead of your own. Self-elevation involves recognizing that your path is different, and that's exactly what makes you special. The traits, talents, and perspectives that make you unique are your greatest assets. When you focus on cultivating these qualities and letting them shine, you naturally elevate yourself. Standing out in a world where people are often more concerned with blending in, self-elevation also includes learning to let go of the past. It's common to hold on to the hurt and anger of being replaced, but carrying these emotions only weighs you down and prevents you from moving forward. Letting go of the past means forgiving both others and yourself. Forgiving yourself for the things you may feel you could have done differently, and forgiving others for their actions. Holding on to grudges or bitterness only drains your energy and keeps you stuck in a cycle of negativity. By letting go, you free yourself from the emotional burden that keeps you tethered to what has already happened, creating space for new growth and experiences. As you elevate yourself, you will inevitably become a person who commands respect. People are drawn to those who exude confidence, independence, and growth. When you focus on your own elevation, you stop seeking validation from others. And this absence of neediness is incredibly attractive. You become someone who is self-sufficient, not dependent on others to define your value or provide your happiness. This magnetic energy will not only change the way others perceive you, but also change how you perceive yourself. When you elevate yourself, you begin to realize just how much you are capable of and how powerful you truly are. The moment someone replaces you can feel like the end of a chapter in your life, but it is also the beginning of a new opportunity for growth and personal development. When you find yourself in this situation, it's essential to understand that the power to reclaim control and create the future you want is within you. Rather than succumbing to feelings of inadequacy or bitterness, focus on cultivating emotional resilience, strength, and self-worth. By mastering these internal qualities, you can transform this challenging moment into a stepping stone for greater success and personal fulfillment. First and foremost, the journey begins with self-awareness. Many people's natural reaction to being replaced is to look outward and focus on what others are doing, wondering what they have that you don't. However, this external focus is not only unproductive, but also damaging. When you compare yourself to others, you disempower yourself, placing your happiness and success in someone else's hands. The first step to taking control of your own destiny is to stop looking outward for validation. Instead, start focusing inward, reflecting on your own strengths, values, and desires. Take time to rediscover who you are and what you stand for, independent of anyone else's actions or judgments. This self-awareness helps you break free from the tendency to let external circumstances dictate your sense of self-worth. How? Emotional resilience plays a key role in overcoming the pain of being replaced. It's natural to feel hurt, disappointed, or even rejected when someone decides to move on. But those feelings don't have to control you. Emotional resilience is about developing the ability to bounce back from setbacks and challenges with strength and grace. It is about recognizing that negative emotions, though valid, are temporary and they do not define you. Building emotional resilience involves understanding that your feelings are your own, and while they can inform you about what matters to you, they do not need to determine how you respond to the situation. When you develop emotional resilience, you can acknowledge the hurt, but refuse to allow it to stop you from moving forward. Instead of letting the pain consume you, you channel that energy into positive actions that contribute to your growth and personal development. A critical part of emotional resilience is learning how to reframe negative experiences. Being replaced may seem like a rejection, but this is an opportunity to view the situation from a different perspective. Every experience, even those that initially seem negative, has something valuable to teach us. When someone replaces you, you are being forced to evolve, to let go of the past, and to step into a new version of yourself. Instead of viewing the situation as a setback, try to reframe it as an opportunity for personal growth, an invitation to reinvent yourself and create a future that is aligned with your true potential. This shift in mindset allows you to regain control of the situation and transform a painful experience into one that propels you toward something better. Self-worth is another crucial component of regaining control after being replaced. It's easy to tie your value to how others perceive you or treat you, but true self-worth comes from within. Your worth is not determined by someone else's decision to walk away or choose someone else. It's defined by your own belief in your abilities, your talents, and your inherent value as a person. When you base your worth on external factors, you leave your happiness and fulfillment in the hands of others. However, when you cultivate an internal sense of self-worth, you create a foundation that cannot be shaken by the actions of others. This internal belief in yourself is what allows you to stand strong, even when faced with rejection or loss. It becomes your anchor, helping you weather any storm and reminding you that you are deserving of the best life has to offer. Building your self-worth involves taking proactive steps to affirm your value. Start by acknowledging your strengths, accomplishments, and the unique qualities that make you who you are. Reflect on the moments in your life when you have overcome obstacles or achieved success. These memories serve as powerful reminders of your resilience and ability to navigate challenges. Additionally, practice self-compassion by treating yourself with kindness and understanding. You would never speak to a friend with the same negativity and criticism that you may direct at yourself in moments of self-doubt. Be gentle with yourself, especially during times of hardship, and recognize that you are deserving of love, respect, and success. In the face of replacement, it's crucial to take responsibility for your own growth and well-being. This is a call to action, urging you to stop waiting for someone else to change the course of your life or provide the validation you seek. Instead, focus on what you can do to improve and elevate yourself. This may involve setting new goals, pursuing new interests, or developing new skills. When you take ownership of your personal development, you stop waiting for external circumstances to determine your happiness. Instead, you create a life that reflects your true potential, filled with purpose, fulfillment, and joy. This mindset shift is empowering because it places the responsibility for your success firmly in your hands. One of the most transformative actions you can take in response to being replaced is to elevate your mindset. This is about developing a mindset that embraces growth, resilience, and possibility. It involves shifting from a fixed mindset, where you see your abilities and potential as limited, to a growth mindset, where you believe that you can develop, adapt, and improve over time. As often as I point you out, if only because I missed the warning signs, your radio was the toner that was a lightning. A growth mindset allows you to see challenges as opportunities for growth and view failures as stepping stones to success. By cultivating this mindset, you reframe the entire experience of being replaced as an opportunity for self-improvement. You no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstances, but as a proactive creator of your own life. This shift in mindset empowers you to take control, move forward with confidence, and embrace the future with excitement and optimism.